black pain, black pride. There's so much a market for both of these things, meaning people want to hear about black pride. They also want to hear about black pain, and this worldwide. Those shouldn't be of any surprise. Those themes are in all our culture, our stories, and it's something that's sought after. You know, it's part of the key of why there's such attraction to this 45 million individuals on the face of the earth of 8 billion. That's 13.4% of the United States population. So the question that I pose is, should people be allowed to exploit our pride and our pain or our culture or the themes of our culture for their pockets and at the same time do irreparable harm to our people? Should that be allowed? I think about the movie They Cloned Tyrone. They Cloned Tyrone. And it's just so perfect to me because it's for something I've been saying for years, is I make people in conversations define who is their they. Who are you talking about when you said they cloned Tyrone? Had they named it any other thing, it wouldn't be accurate to black people because this is what you hear all the time. Well, they do this and they did this and they doing this, by the way. And did you figure out the way that they getting us here? Oh, they already there on us right here. Oh, yeah, they got that sold up too. Oh, yeah. You know, like that's constantly on the lips of most black men that you meet and most people. Now, there's a reason for that. All right. It's a result of oppression. Right. You grow up trying to figure out this complex world where you have these goals and you have this belief in American equality. And then you grow to see that it is not, and that you're actually being assaulted, and that you probably should be on the offense to try to prevent what you see happening globally to you. Even though you may be making individual gains, you run up against the same thing. No matter how you play the game, you run up against that same oppression. It's still there. It's in the systems. It touches your children. It touches your workplace. It touches your education. And so it becomes undeniable that you better stay vigilant on top of, you know, what you face as oppression in the institutions. Okay. So they clone Tyrone. You got to know who they is in order to attack, in order to respond, in order to protect your livelihood and your life. You got to know who's punching you. So they clone Tyrone, even though it's a good movie and messaging and all that, interesting, thought-provoking. You need to interrogate your own days. Don't use it like that. Say who it is hitting. Define it so that you bring this back to earth and you make it either reality or ghost. You can't punch ghost. It's not Cuba Gooding Jr. in Boys in the Hood punching at the air. That is not the way to fight or win. All right, you're going to punch at things that are real. You're not going to wrestle straw men, and you're not going to pass the next, look at another way they got us to the next black man that you see at the water cooler, which is what we do today. How about we pass on some truth, some power, some encouraging thought, something that helps that brother deal with what you know he's dealing with. How about we pass that on instead of passing on themes of, victimization and brokenness? Let's talk about not being the victim anymore, not passing on victimization to the next generation. All right. Not allowing ourselves to be victimized. It's not like black people have allowed themselves. It's not, we're not a story of years and years of just allowing ourselves being victimized. No, this was backed up by violence here in America. Just around my birth and even in some places today, it is all backed up by violence, by direct threats to your safety and to your well-being and to that of your family, is how many of the institutions, at least law enforcement for sure, is backed up that way. So, getting back to this thing about the cigarettes and the menthol, it should be completely data-based. What does the data say? Where are the losses? Where are the lives being affected? And that is clearly the 45,000 black people dying every year from menthol cigarettes. All right. We're talking about 85% of the menthol cigarette user is black. We can talk about the 80 years of marketing and research that the cigarette industry has poured into understanding our music, your culture, our events, our hairstyles, our sayings, our this or that, in order to sell specifically menthol cigarettes, which are extra addictive. They're, problematic, and they're causing deaths directly. Okay. So the Tobacco Act bans all these other flavored, cigarettes, this and that, because it's appealing to children. But they said leave the menthol ones because that's just killing the black people. They know it's led to low birth weight amongst babies, meaning your babies are going to be small because of this drug that we pump and are legally pumping into your people, and specifically targeting you. So we're going to have low birth rate. But hey, who cares? They have a bunch of kids anyway, so maybe it'll be better for them to push out, 6 or 7 smaller ones than, the average birth rate being higher. So, hey, we're kind of doing them a favor. And keep it on rolling. Give us your money because we getting you high and giving you that rush and making your children small and allowing a corporate interest to simply poison you when we make it illegal for them to poison others. Right. And then they know enough to put people like Cat Williams and other folks who are, unapologetically black. I am the picture of what a black person in America should be thinking and doing and saying here on this Joe Rogan show. All right. I like Cat. I think he's a real guy, but he's out of his depth, period. Out of your depth. You should make jokes about it. You should make light of it. And then at the end of it, say, hey, guys, I'm just a comedian. I'm not the pro. Go see the doctor and the medical scientist and the policymaker about this conversation. Joe, I don't know if you or I are qualified to really talk about these things that we're talking about. We can have fun with them. Nothing wrong with that. We're free to speak our mind. But let's be honest. We don't know the data. We're not having a real conversation here. We're just talking, pulling shit out our ass. And Cat should know that and accept that. That's okay for a comedian to do. All right. He would be better serving of his people if he'd said something like that along with his jokes. Everything else he said was bullshit. All right. To say that, OK, black people like stronger stuff, like, OK, you tap into Joe Rogan's agrees with you because he already has this idea of a black, he's already a racist. So, we're more animalistic and more, beast-like anyway. So, of course, we like something that's stronger, right? Because it appeals to our unga boonga root B-side, right? Somehow that hit home for Joe Rogan, who actually said, yeah, I see that. I agree with that. And I'm sitting there looking at Cat Williams like, really, Cat? You're going to just play into that trope? Okay. So Cat continues to say we like minty stuff and it's natural. Cat doesn't know that it's not natural. It's a chemical that's being put into the cigarettes to make it addictive, being called menthol. It's not a natural minty, mint julep, natural vapor rub menthol that, no, that's not what it is. This is meant specifically to create more nicotinic receptors in your brain and make you more addictive and unable to break this habit. And you see it. You see it in the cigarettes being marketed to us. When I was a little boy, it was cool cigarettes. They were menthol. Then cool became the Newports. I'm like, oh, shit. People don't smoke. Cool. They want the Newports now. All right. The Newports took over. All right. And most of those cigarettes that are smoked are mostly black. My mother smoked Virginia Slim menthol lights for years. That was her thing. And it was like, damn, menthol what is it? I just grew up. Okay, it tastes minty. It make you lips feel buzz or whatever, but I saw it being used as so many health ailments. All right. So Cat is somewhat accurate in saying that there is a cultural connection to menthol or to the use of menthol products. And now definitely in the cigarettes. We probably have heard menthol more in cigarettes than any other thing in our community, for sure. And then I would say next to that would be Vicks Vapors Rub, right? But cigarettes for sure is far number one, the most menthol-related thing. The first time that we hear the word menthol has to do with cigarettes. All right? Unless your mom told you when you were a kid what was in the Vicks Vapor Rub. But that is just what it is. So to have a corporation, let's say who it is, corporations, RJ Reynolds, other corporations who make cigarettes, target a community and be allowed to, and then that community accept it because it doesn't know its own data. It's in the can and doesn't know what the ingredient says on the outside. And all of us standing who have our part of the community who also see the label can read the data to our people, and our people go, nah, that's just the white man talking. Nah, that's just some plot to stop black people from smiling. We don't want to do that in election year because black people be mad at Joe Biden if he actually does this life-saving thing to save 45,000 black people or a portion of that, whoever is going to be able to back off of menthol and break the addiction. So Joe Biden doing that is anti-black. This is what people like Cat Williams and others will come out and say, like, you're attacking black people, instead of being lauded for protecting the health of black people, for coming and blocking the insidious plot of a corporation or a set of corporations who are targeting you and been targeting you and making money off of you by selling you fucked up shit that's making your kids small, and you just going to stand by and make it a heroic thing to have the freedom to die, you know, to submit to their campaign, to just give up. You have no fight in you. That is the misinformation that we have to put to death. That is what's killing us. Generation by generation are these lies that dominate and that sup away our strength. And people see that. So they say, ooh, we can target that. If we target black pain along with black pride, we will be trusted. Our words will be listened to, and then we can tell them what to do. The exact thing was done. This is not a They Cloned Tyrone movie. This exact thing was just done. We're in it right now. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, a campaign started by the Internet Research Agency in Moscow, Fancy Bear Troll Farm, targeted black citizens of America, you and me, by building Facebook sites, all kind of social media sites, YouTube sites, Twitter sites, all with black pride centered and black pain centered. Things that we all shared, that we all glue and you know, we all felt warm inside reading some of the memes that came across our desktop. And they were Russian sites. The majority of the misinformation campaign was directed at black people. You go, why? Why are they trying to influence an election? Right? We know why they're trying to meddle in our elections. They've been doing that. But why are they using most of their firepower directed at this 15%, this 13.4% of the U.S. population? Why would they do that? Why are they spending most of their resources toward targeting us? And how are they doing it? And what messages are they delivering that they want to stick in us? What are those things that got stuck into us as a people that we're carrying around, baggage, virus, so to say, that is infecting, that was meant to sit into our brains? What are those messages? We can identify them. Why? How do we know that? Because we now know what the sites are. So we have all their pictures, we have all their messages, and we have all of their sites, and we can look at them on a piece of paper of all the sites and the messages that they were sending to black people, what they were saying, and when they did it. I got all that information. And then what we should hope to do as a community is to set those messages aside, take them back out of us and say, over there, and let everybody know, here's the 6 messages that were stuck into you that you believe. So if you believe any permutation or down idea from these 6 messages, you need to cut it. You need to cut it. You need to cut all them 6 messages out and set them to the side and reorient your thinking to reality. See, there must be a floor, a ground. We love as a people imagining that it's not. That is our bulletproof shit. That is that we defy the laws of physics. Very physics. One brother said to me, I said, look, man, I'm all about data and I'm all about injecting reality into any conversation, because the human mind is vast, is made by God to be vast, is made to be like God. And so when we're just talking about it in our heads, we can talk for hours about nothing. Tether it to the earth. tether it to reality, to real time and space and people. And all of a sudden, things begin to look different. Things begin to look different. So tether it to the data. That is the solution.
It don't stop till we reach top of the world. Till I'm chilling with my peeps. Top of the world. All love, no beef. Top of the world. First kings on top of the world. It don't stop till we reach top of the world. Till I'm chilling with my peeps. Top of the world. All love, no beef. Top of the world. First kings on top of the world. We in a fight for the money and fame when real power relies in Jesus' name. Diamonds in my eyes, box the devil, I had to walk through hell. Do it all again for my people to live well. You been where I've been, there's something to talk about. You ain't been in my shoes, you might as well shut your mouth. Thought I wouldn't make it, so